The adventure begins in the icy region of Dun Morog, at a small camp in Coldridge Valley, where an angry little gnome warrior sets out to survive the hardcore world of Azeroth. The short-term goal is simple: stack as much stamina and armor as possible, as early as possible. To reach this goal, I will have to take up some professions. In true nonconformist fashion, I will be taking unconventional professions such as blacksmithing and mining. Yes, engineering is the top survival profession. But what's the point if you can't survive the early levels? So blacksmithing it is. For a warrior is only as strong as his weapons and armor. After reaching level 5, there isn't much more of value in Coldridge Valley, and given that professions take time to master, I should start learning them now. To Karanos. I travel through the Coldridge Pass, past the Grizzled Den, and take a short break at Karanos to speak to the innkeeper. Just across from the inn is a local blacksmith who can teach me some basic blacksmithing, and just up the road at Steel Grill's depot, I can learn the basics of mining. The first two important pieces of gear I have my eyes on come from blacksmithing: the copper battle axe and the runed copper pants. Even though the copper battle axe can be made earlier than the runed copper pants, the axe requires some materials that I cannot easily get while being self-found: malachite and leather. The only other ways to get leather besides skinning are fishing and chests. There is a fisherman at Iceflow Lake who can teach me the basics, so I head straight over there to buy a cheap fishing rod and learn the skill. Now, an early two-handed weapon is absolutely gold for a warrior, so I get to work gathering what is needed. From Iceflow Lake, I head straight to Ironforge and get onto the tram to Stormwind. I will be maxing out my fishing at 75 here, as there is a chance of catching the One Ring, a ring that has +1 to every stat, and if I'm not mistaken, the only green ring with stats available at level 10. If that's not true, then believing it is true is still good motivation. I hit level 75 fishing with no luck on the ring. Back to Dun Morog to continue questing and mining every vein I come across. I gather enough copper to make the runed copper pants, and by this time I have finished all the quests in Dun Morog. This is where things start getting exciting, because a lot of the gear I need is obtained in Loch Modan. But first, I need that axe, which means I need leather, and the best place I can think of at level 11 is Darkshore. To get to Darkshore, I need to travel through Loch Modan and the wetlands to reach Menethil Harbor, where I can take the boat to Aberdeen. I run alongside the shore looking for fish pools or wreckage to fish from, passing the first beached sea creature and heading toward the second, across from Amatharon. It is at this second carcass where I find a fish pool and begin fishing, carefully avoiding the level 13 murlocs while pulling up a bunch of oily blackmouth. Not long after, I pull up a tightly sealed trunk, praying before opening, and behold, 5 blight leather. A loon be praised, or whatever the night elves say. I hearth back to Ironforge to forge my mighty axe. Now we're dealing some serious level 11 damage. There is something deeply satisfying about watching this little gnome wield a massive two-handed axe like Yoda in his prime. The next important piece of the puzzle is the Ironheart chain chest piece, which I can get from the quest Filthy Paws in Loch Modan. This quest rewards 2 very nice items for a warrior: the Ironheart chain and the Ironplate buckler. I can only choose one, and knowing there is a very nice shield coming up later, I strategically choose the Ironheart chain. In theory, this quest should be easy at level 11. The rats outside the cave are between level 11 and 13, while deeper inside they range from level 14 to 15. Luckily for me, the first miner's gear spawn is only a few feet inside the cave entrance, so if I wait for respawns and play carefully, I can repeatedly farm only the first spawn. Still, in the back of my mind, I keep thinking about Grizzlack, a rare level 15 rat at the very end of the cave that can also drop a very nice item. 3 out of 4 miner's gear collected, and my curiosity gets the better of me. People are actively clearing the mine, and I just want to take a quick peek to see if Grizzlack is up. This has to be one of the most stressful caves in Classic WoW. The respawns are insane and instantly aggro. Running alongside other players, I reach the very end of the mine and, to no surprise, no rare rat. As the respawns begin appearing behind us, I make my way back out. Luckily, other players are fighting their way into the cave at the exact same time I am fighting to get out. The boots. We need the boots. Mud Stompers. These can be obtained from the quest Protecting the Shipment in Loch Modan, a simple escort quest featuring a small ambush from 2 angry level 14 dwarves in black tights. At this stage, I am at least level 12, but I want to be level 14 before attempting the quest, so I continue farming local boars, spiders, and bears while making countless trips to Thelsamar to sell junk and back to Ironforge to deposit ore and level professions. It is while leveling blacksmithing that I discover a decent pair of gloves that could really help me. The gemmed copper gauntlets, which can roll random enchantments. Of the Bear is the one I am looking for. And for only 8 copper bars, 1 tiger's eye, and 1 malachite at 60 smithing, it sounds like an absolute bargain. Little did I know that the recipe itself is a random world drop. I can't learn it from a trainer, and being self-found means I cannot simply buy it. So I let go of the dream and continue my journey. Finally, being a high enough level to attempt the escort quest for the boots, I travel to the starting location to speak to Moran. As I begin the escort, I notice 3 night elf ladies following me, maybe waiting to do the quest themselves. Or maybe Elune really is real. They keep a watchful eye on me as I slay the 2 dwarf ambushers. Careful not to interfere with my mission. Elune be with you, one of them says as I turn in the quest. The Mud Stompers are mine. It feels a bit weird to me, but there is another quest in, can you believe it, Darkshore. I don't know why I keep getting pulled toward Night Elf territory. This quest is wanted. Murkdeep. Now, Murkdeep is a level 19 mob, and in order to get him to spawn, an entire camp of level 15 to 17 Murlocs needs to be cleared first. In my head, a 3-level difference doesn't sound impossible, so I travel to Aberdeen, grab the quest, and head out to scout the area where Murkdeep spawns. Feeling very hesitant, I pull a single Murloc just to see how it goes. This one Murloc gets my health down to around 30% before I can kill it, and you can't really kite them because they throw spears further than King Leonidas in 300. I'm pretty sure you are all wondering how I managed to slaughter the Murloc camp and destroy Murkdeep. Well, with the belt around my waist, I return to Loch Modan. There is a quest I forgot about, rat catching, which requires me to gather 12 rat ears from the tunnel rats. Knowing they live near the same cave where I had to retrieve the miner's gear earlier in my journey, I begin slaughtering rats. Being level 15 now, they go down quite easily. On killing the 3rd rat, Elune herself must have been watching over me. It dropped. The gemmed copper gauntlets recipe dropped. Immediately, I want to rush back to Ironforge and forge my new gauntlets, but given my current luck, I decide to quickly check if Grizzlack is up first. Sure enough, as I turn the final corner deep within the cave, there he is. I don't even think twice. I charge in almost recklessly, nearly dying from excitement and adrenaline-infused panic more than the actual fight itself. But alas, the rat is dead. And the loot? A 50% drop chance on a rare spawn. Exactly the item I wanted earlier in my journey. The rat cloth cloak. I have officially reached peak RNG luck. Luck aside, there is still one important item left to obtain, the shield. The guaranteed reward from the quest In Defense of the King's Lands. The Dwarven Defender. A really strong shield for this level. Of course, if I am going sword and board, I will also need a proper one-handed weapon to go with it. The easiest and probably best option would be the thick war axe from blacksmithing. I am now sitting comfortably at 581 health and 674 armor with the two-handed axe, and 591 health and 1,035 armor with sword and board at level 16. I'm excited to see how this story ends.